la mer qu'on voit danser le long des golfes clairs a des reflets d'argent, la mer, des reflets changeants sous la pluie. La mer au ciel d'été confond ses blancs moutons avec les anges si purs. La mer, bergère d'azur infinie.
Hey everybody, so today we are replacing the exhaust elbow that burned through, mostly because it got salt water in it, but the braid between the different sections had simply rusted away, and so I was leaking exhaust into the boat. So we had a new one welded in, and now we're going to put it back on the boat. As part of some of this, got some new gasket material. This is specifically for exhaust. What was on there before was this this silver stuff, and I'm gonna pull this off, and we're gonna replace it with the other gasket material. This is not smooth anymore, so I'm going to get a piece of this. I'm going to cut it to this size, and then we're going to put it on there. And I'm going to do another one to this side. This side was just RTV. Somebody had just put some silicone on it, some high temperature. And so we're going to make one of those as well. Anyway, so with that, I'm going to start tracing lines and start making this.
anything?
Well, that went pretty smoothly. Kind of better than I expected. Everything's back working now and the floor's back together. We had a couple of small hitches.
We had to realign the circular gasket a little bit.
Yeah, it was handmade. Nothing is straight, so the holes didn't line up.
Everything on this boat seems to have just an itty bitty little tiny imperfection due to that.
It's like an old house. Nothing is straight. Anyway, the two bolts on the bottom of the heat exchanger, they were stripped, not completely, just a little bit, but the nut and the bolts had damage to the threads. So I got a couple of nuts out of my box of nuts and bolts, brand new ones, and we recut the threads, and we tightened it down carefully, not to over tighten it. And we'll remember that in the future, that we need to not over tighten those two bolts. But other than that, the boat's back together, and we can move again. Things that prevent us from either sailing or motoring usually get the top of our priority list. Anyway, with that, take care, and we'll see you next time.